Right now at 6, Energizer makes a big announcement, one that will benefit its plant in Portage.
And a private school teacher in Columbus facing charges of child abuse. What we know about what happened.
Plus, another teacher, this one in the Middleton School District, is on leave for an alleged segregation incident at the high school. We'll have an update straight ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Energizer has announced the company is moving production from a Vermont plant to Wisconsin.
The company released the news to its Bennington, Vermont factory yesterday. Our Amy Reed shows us what it means to the people of Portage.
News of the move hasn't quite made it from Vermont to the plant here in Portage, but for the local economic development team, this is just more good news for the manufacturing hub this city has created.
We're very pleased. This is great news for the city of Portage and our community.
This year, the Energizer factory, formerly Rayovac, celebrated 50 years in Portage, and what better present than getting more help for its production.
You know, and I think it's good news for the hardworking employees at the current Portage plant because, again, I think it's a tribute to that plant.
Steven Sobiak is the Director of Business Development and Planning in Portage. He said the company is proven to be a great addition to the city. In return, this city is proving its worth too.
Well, I think it boosts our economic development climate and shows that we are a very attractive place not only to expand, but also to relocate.
Sobiak said manufacturing is the biggest industry here. More people work at Penda or Portage Plastics or one of its many other plants than any other industry. And while Bureau of Labor Statistics data shows manufacturing jobs are slowing nationally and across the state, he said companies in Portage are healthy and growing. St. Gobain Plastics has invested $30 million here in just the last 3 years.
You know, we're very proud of Portage because we not only have a very large and growing manufacturing sector, but I think we've been recognized as being very pro-business, have a very strong small business climate.
So another announcement, this time with Energizer, may not be too big a surprise, though it's still good to hear. Energizer is one of the larger employers here in Portage, but depending on how many jobs this brings, it might move up the ladder. Reporting in Portage, Amy Reed, News 3 Now.
We reached out to Energizer for details on when we might see this move and what it might look like, but we haven't heard back just yet.
Turning to weather now, it was a bit deceptive outside today. Plenty of blue skies, but it was chilly. This is a live look over our West Side studios. Looks pretty beautiful out there. Let's check your first alert forecast with meteorologist Dana Fulton.
A little bit below average for our temperatures today, but with that clear sky, as long as you had a layer or two on, not too bad of an afternoon or an evening. Doppler track, of course, quiet for us right now. We have a nice clear sky, and we will stay mostly clear overnight. Our temperatures have already started to fall. We got to the upper 40s today for afternoon highs. We're already at 45 in Madison, 48 in Janesville. If you have any Friday evening plans, just make sure, again, you have that jacket on hand. It's a little cool. Wind speeds will stay nice and calm for tonight. Tomorrow, we will start off with sunshine, but later in the day, we're looking at a bit of a rain threat. We'll take a closer look at your weekend in just a few minutes.
Dana, thank you. A former Columbus music teacher is facing a felony charge of child abuse. He's accused of hitting a student last year. 44-year-old Aristotle Esquera, who lives in Madison, was charged earlier this month for slapping a student on the thigh last December, causing a bruise. This happened at St. Jerome School in Columbus. According to the criminal complaint, a witness told police the principal said there would be consequences for Esquera, but only after the school's Christmas concert. After telling the diocese, he was immediately terminated. The Diocese of Madison telling us in a statement, quote, while against any abuse of individuals in our parishes and schools, there is no absolute zero tolerance policy for accusations like this, and the school made the decision to let him go based on the specifics of that case.
The Middleton Cross Plains Area School District is investigating a racial segregation incident. Gabriela Becerra shares what district officials say will happen next.
What we know right now is an unnamed staff member is on leave as this investigation continues. District officials say a staff member separated students based on race and ethnicity to finish a math and literacy test. Superintendent Dana Minogue issued a video to all district families explaining the incident and apologizing to students and families. Minogue added that the district frequently deals with issues of this matter.
Our administrative team will work with students and staff to deepen and intensify our efforts to tackle issues of racism, anti-Semitism, hate speech, and other forms of injustice in our schools.
The Board of Education president said in a statement, the role of our school board is to support our students and staff while also giving a voice to residents in the district. We expect our district leaders to be responsive in all situations and keep us informed. We still have many questions for the Middleton Cross Plains Area School District, including how many students were separated and how it was determined for which students to be separated. However, the district did not respond to a request for an interview today.
UW System President Ray Cross has announced his plans to retire today. According to the release, the 71-year-old will continue to serve as president until his successor is found after a national search. Cross notified chancellors, regents, system leadership, and employees of his decision this week. Cross has worked 42 years in higher education, including the last 5 as UW System president. The woman accused of shooting her estranged husband last week in Janesville was in court today, making her initial appearance over video conferencing. 43-year-old Nova Suarez of Monona is charged with 3 counts, including attempted first-degree intentional homicide. She's accused of shooting her estranged husband in the face while he was at an ATM last Wednesday. He had non-life-threatening injuries. Suarez is scheduled to be back in court November 11th.
Milwaukee police say they have people of interest in custody after a deadly hit-and-run crash last night that killed a 6-year-old child. Police say a driver ran a red light yesterday and hit 3 children as they were crossing the street. One of them, that 6-year-old girl, died. A 4-year-old girl was gravely wounded. A 10-year-old boy in critical condition. This afternoon, officers say they recovered a vehicle and have those persons of interest now in custody. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner investigating the death of a 1-year-old caused by a probable drug overdose. That child pronounced dead back on September 18th at Milwaukee Children's Hospital. The official cause of death will be released following toxicology tests. That case would be the 14th drug overdose death of a child in Milwaukee County in the last 4 years. The last one was this summer, back on August 20th.
There's been a lot of confusion surrounding flyers people in Madison are finding in their mail about their water service lines. The Madison Water Utility says it has received dozens of phone calls about this letter. It's from a Pennsylvania-based company called Service Line Warranties of America. The company is offering to insure repairs or replacements to the water lines that come into your home. That is a valid thing you can insure, but the flyers and company are not in any way affiliated with the city of Madison, so these flyers have nothing to do with your existing sewer line coverage.
It's important for people to really do their research, understand what is included in any kind of policy, contact their homeowner's insurance, do all of that kind of background stuff before signing anything.
Homeowners are responsible for repairs to water service and sewer lines. The city recommends you talk with your homeowner's insurance agent to see if this coverage is right for you.
The crash this morning closed the interstate near Beloit for more than 2 hours and sent 3 people to the hospital. Everything back to normal now, but this morning, just before 8 o'clock, the 8-vehicle crash in the southbound lanes brought traffic to a standstill. The DOT says a vehicle was traveling in the wrong direction. 2 of the people injured were taken to a hospital in Beloit. The 3rd was taken to Rockford. A group of volunteers came out this afternoon to help build a new playground. This was at Cherokee Middle School. They said they've been trying to get a playground for years and finally got approval. Phase 1 is done. They're working on Phase 2 here in this video. They had all hands on deck to get it built. Staff, parents, students, high school students all came out to put in some good community service.
The city of Boston is trying to break a Guinness World Record this year. When the Canadian Pacific Holiday train stops there on December 4th, the city and visitors will break into song in an attempt to break the record for most people caroling. The current record is 1,884 people. Last year, the event in Boston drew more than 3,000 people. The city's hoping to have 2,000 of those people participate. Still ahead tonight, Freak Fest is this weekend. We'll share with you what you need to know beforehand.
Plus, an area animal therapy nonprofit is on the brink of closing, now reaching out to the public for help. We'll have that story next. Welcome back. A Fond du Lac organization is asking for your help. Whisper Hill has been around for 15 years, providing animal therapy for special needs and handicapped children, adults, and veterans.
But their recent financial burden has put them on the brink of closing for good. Jamie Perez shares their story.
Well, even though they're based in Fond du Lac, they've worked with local businesses and families in our area, including Verona, Madison, and Watertown. They've helped a lot of people, but now they're asking for your help in getting back on their feet. I'm told their executive director fell deathly ill and had a major abdominal surgery. He still had to keep up with the finances on the farm, but his shift in money went towards his medical expenses. Right now, they're at about $40,000 behind. They had to give up the lease for the farm that they were at and move all of the animals to different farms across the area until they could figure out a plan. I spoke with one of the volunteers who says this service is important to her and so many others to keep their farm going.
If we can't catch up our bills and stuff like that, we're at the point that we're decided that if we can't make it go, we're going to have to sell the animals and close the doors for Whisper Hill and not be able to offer our services anymore.
If you would like to help, on Saturday, November 2nd, they're having a fundraiser Halloween bash from 10 a.m. to midnight at the Fond du Lac Fairgrounds Expo building. They also have a GoFundMe page set up, and I have a link to that on our website, plus more information about their fundraiser in November.
A reminder for anyone who may be in the downtown area tomorrow. It is Freak Fest night, the annual Halloween celebration on State Street. Road closures will begin right around 5 o'clock in the area and will not reopen until 3 o'clock in the morning. There will be 3 stages set up at the top of State, on Gilman Street, and on Francis Street. If you want to go, you will need a ticket to get in. In advance, that ticket costs $10.
This weekend, a special guest on For the Record, Marlon Anderson, the Madison West security guard who was fired earlier this month and then eventually rehired a week later, sits down with our Neil Heinen to talk about that experience, the support he received, and what he hopes comes from it.
We always say it takes a village to raise a child. But in my mindset, I'm always thinking, well, we have to become a village to be a village. And I think in this situation, it shows that Madison has a beautiful and a very strong village.
And you can watch the entire interview with Marlon Anderson, and you also see Michael Johnson there from the Boys and Girls Club, how he played a role in all this. It's on For the Record this Sunday, 10:30 a.m. And still ahead tonight, coming up in sports, we're going live to Columbus, Ohio. Jay Wilson will preview tomorrow's top 20 matchup between the Badgers and the Ohio State Buckeyes.
But first, our weather will be warming up a bit this weekend, but there is also a chance for more rain. Meteorologist Dana Fulton will have her full forecast when we come back. Dana Fulton joins us now with a look at our forecast.
Right now, it's really nice outside. A pleasant evening expected. It is a little cool, though. Our temperatures, of course, should have been in the mid-50s this afternoon and really only got to the upper 40s. Here's a live look at downtown. Sunset was officially about 5 minutes ago. Things, of course, starting to get darker. Temps now starting to fall. Doppler track is going to stay quiet for us tonight and for the start of your Saturday. But our next system approaches and brings a little bit of a rain threat for a late Saturday and into Sunday. The good news, it's not really for everybody. High pressure's kept us pretty quiet throughout the plains and northern Midwest. As it shifts further east, though, we are expecting a calmer breeze actually overnight. Once we get closer to the center of that high pressure, the wind speeds calm down. Our rain chance for Saturday night, actually along with Tropical Storm Olga in the Gulf, expected to become post-tropical tonight as it merges with a cold front. This system is going to travel northeast, bringing showers throughout the southeast up into the Midwest, and the very northwest corner of this rain is going to cross right into the edge of Wisconsin. Again, most of us not expecting showers for late Saturday. There's going to be a really clear cutoff line between areas that pick up rain and areas that stay dry. Overnight, a bit of a breeze from the south. Temperatures fall to the low 30s for our overnight lows, so it won't be quite as cold early tomorrow. We start with sunshine in the morning, and then in the afternoon, the cloud coverage builds in for the southeast corner of the state. Showers will stay to the south for most of the afternoon and evening, and then build in overnight. Again, a really clear line between some heavier showers stretching towards Chicago into Milwaukee. Some cloud coverage expected for south central Wisconsin, but areas west and north of Madison likely going to stay dry Saturday night into Sunday morning. For Sunday, we're partly sunny. Should be a pretty pleasant fall day, actually, for Sunday. Rainfall totals for the very southeast corner of the state, anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to an inch of accumulation. Some areas of Indiana could pick up well over 2 inches of rainfall, but there is going to be a very clear line around Madison. We're expecting maybe 1/10 of an inch at most, likely closer to a few hundredths of an inch of accumulation. Some drizzle likely at times, but that's really about it. Again, temperatures overnight falling to the low 30s for Saturday afternoon. We'll be in the mid to low 50s, so a little closer to average. The cloud coverage builds in the afternoon, so we're mostly cloudy east of Madison and then areas to the west. Still enjoying the sunshine in the afternoon and evening. The shower chances build in very late, stay overnight, and then clear out by Sunday morning. For Sunday morning, we have a breeze from the northwest, and then temperatures in the afternoon back in the mid to low 50s for afternoon highs. So another very seasonal day. Fall colors pretty much at peak for most of Dane County at this point. I know some areas still holding on to a little bit of green. If you travel further north, though, the winds really cleared things out at the northern edge of Wisconsin past peak at this point. Temperatures are going to continue to fall. Overnight lows landing in the low 30s for early Saturday morning with a mostly clear sky. Certainly not quite as cold as we were this morning. Tomorrow afternoon, high temperatures will be in the mid to low 50s with morning sunshine. Sunshine all day for areas to the west. Those shower chances, though, building in for areas southeast of Madison. Temperatures for Saturday and Sunday in a pretty similar spot, though. Sunday, we're going to get the sunshine. Partly sunny skies for Sunday and Monday. Looking ahead to next week, we are going to have a wintry mix building in late Monday night and for Tuesday. Right now, it seems like we'll get a break between these two systems on Wednesday, with another chance for some rain and snow showers building in for Thursday on Halloween. That's a quick look at your forecast.
Well, we've got all the football you could ever want in your life tonight and this weekend here in Wisconsin. We've got high school, Badgers, and the Packers. Everything you need to know about them next in sports.
Well, we've got all the football you could ever imagine this weekend. Starting tonight, first round of playoffs in high school football. We've got some big matchups in our area. Battle for the West Side between the Regents and top-ranked undefeated Spartans. Badger Conference matchup between Winona Grove and Wanakee. And DeForest coming off of a big regular season finale win. They will host McFarland. And then tomorrow, the once highly anticipated matchup, now one of cautious optimism perhaps for a lot of Badgers fans. But 13th ranked Wisconsin and number 3 Ohio State face off tomorrow at 11 a.m. And while the Buckeyes do have a storied history, Jay Wilson joining us live now from Columbus with more on the Badgers and their street cred. Hey there, Jay.
Hi, Melissa. Good evening, everyone. Well, anytime a team like Wisconsin plays a team like Ohio State, it's thought to be a battle of the underrated and overachieving players against the cream of the crop real chippers coming out of high school. Well, we'll find out tomorrow which strategy works better. Obviously, with these two teams, both methods work. But the pretty remarkable difference is since 2000, Ohio State has had 45 five-star recruits in their program. In the same time frame, Wisconsin has had 4. Ohio State might have the most talent and best team in the country this season, but give the Badger program credit. They've taken whatever material they get and transformed it into a winner.
Yeah, I think that's what we hang our hat on, is we trust our evaluation, we trust the roles we're going to ask guys to fill, and we develop the heck out of guys. I think we trust our philosophy and our approach, and we know what this place is and who we are able to recruit. You'd love to recruit everybody in the country, but the reality is that you get told no a lot.
No, at the end of the day, they're good football players at a Division I program. At a historic Division I program. That what they did in high school doesn't matter. It's all about what they're doing now. And they're doing great things now. So, I'm more so excited to play Ohio State instead of like the five-star recruits.
There will be talent all over the field tomorrow, including 2 Heisman Trophy candidates. Justin Fields, the Ohio State quarterback, was the #1 ranked recruit in the country a couple of years ago. He spent a year at the University of Georgia before he transferred here. And Jonathan Taylor for the Badgers, the running back, he was a 3-star recruit out of New Jersey. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Kickoff 11 a.m. here in Columbus. Melissa, back to you in Wisconsin.
Thanks so much. They will see you later tonight. Well, some big missing pieces for both the Packers and Chiefs this Sunday night. Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes will not play after he dislocated his kneecap last weekend in Denver. Head coach Andy Reid said he's close, but just not quite ready right now. Also listed as doubtful, Devontae Adams yet again. Here's what he looked like today. This is video from today at practice. No pads, but at least walking around catching some passes at a leisurely jogging pace from Aaron Rodgers. And while he's getting the hang of it again, head coach Matt LaFleur leaving the final opinion to the experts.
If the doctors are saying no, there's a reason they're saying no, and we're not gonna. Sometimes you got to protect these guys from themselves because they're competitors by nature. I think I would say the majority, if not every one of these guys, wants to be out there, but sometimes you got to make decisions that are in the best interest long term.
And, so Mahomes, he was practicing yesterday. They kind of maybe preemptively put him out there. And so now he might be out this week, but he'll be ready next week against, the Vikings. That's who they'll play next week. So it could be the
work out nicely.
Best possible scenario for the Packers.
Smart tonight not throw him out there against the Packers defensive ends the way they've been getting after the quarterback.
Especially with a knee. That's pretty tough.
He is a special player, so it's always unfortunate when you don't get to see guys like that. Final check.
Dana. This evening looks nice and quiet. Tomorrow morning we'll start off with sunshine, but it does look like we are going to have some rain chances, mainly in the southeast corner of the state. Not really going to see any rain towards Grant or Richland counties. The showers come through very quickly Saturday night into Sunday morning. They get out of here for Sunday. We're partly sunny in the mid-50s for afternoon highs, so very seasonable fall day. Monday's going to be a little cooler outside, still partly sunny, but in the mid-40s. The chance for some rain and snow mix will develop Monday night into Tuesday. There'll be a little bit of a break with some sun on Wednesday, but still cool outside. Right now, Halloween might include a few snowflakes out there, too.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Enjoy your evening. We'll see you back here at 10.